would feel nothing the first time you were slow to heal, but this could be the night.
So today I'm excited to welcome Pien to Totally Music to chat about her musical career. Pien, welcome to Totally Music. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, of course. Well, first of all, thanks for having me. I'm super excited to be here today. And yeah, my name is Pien. I am a Dutch singer-songwriter who moved to London 2 years ago. So I'm based here now in West London, and I'm an indie artist. And I just released a new and my first ever Christmas song called Song for Someone. And next year, I'm going to release my first EP. So it's going to be a very exciting new year for me.
Sounds exciting. I'm glad to have you on and to chat to you. So what got you into music?
Oh, it's funny because actually I always wanted to tell stories. So I spent actually most of my life doing musical theater because I thought that was the only like medium to really tell stories and sing at the same time. And then one day I just realized while I was actually in drama school that it wasn't my thing and that it's a little bit too commercial for the kind of stories that I want to tell. And then through friends and ex-boyfriends, I came across music of Joni Mitchell and loads of country music, the band, and all these amazing songwriters. And I was like, I want to do that as well. So actually, I only really started writing full songs in the pandemic, and it kind of went from there.
Nice. So what inspires the music you create?
Ooh, I would say now it's actually funny because so I started my career as like an indie pop kind of artist, and now I think I finally surrendered to my countryside. So the album I'm gonna release next year is more, I call it indie Americana, but it will be more Americana country kind of influenced. And I always listened to country music when I was a little girl, so that's really funny actually because my dad was a huge U2 fan, and my mom loved Ella Fitzgerald. So there was not even close to country music in my house, but just for some reason I found it and I just fell in love with it. I think because of the storytelling kind of element
Yeah.
in those songs. So as soon as I heard like all the classics, like Dolly Parton, of course, and I'm also a huge fan of the more like rocky side of the genre, like Margot Price, or the more dreamy side with Casey Musgrave. So I would say mainly actually women in music do inspire me.
Nice. So what's your favorite song you've written and why?
I hate to say this because I know it's good to talk about the current stuff or the stuff that I released, but I just love every song on my new EP. And I think the one that I'm most proud of or the most sentimental about is actually the title track. So the album is gonna called According to Plan, and I'm really proud of the song According to Plan, especially because my producer, I worked on this for the producing producer from Amsterdam, with an amazing guy called Floris Bosma, and he really pushed me on getting the best lyrics out of me. While normally I just write a song, bring it to a producer, we maybe do some tweaks to the lyrics, but that's it. But he really pushed me to get the best lyrics out of there. And I think that's why I love the lyrics of that song so much because I know I just gave it my all.
Good. So where do you draw the inspiration from for your lyrics?
Ooh. Well, I think it's a combination of style-wise, like the way they're written or the rhyme and stuff. I just look at my idols like Stevie Nicks, Casey Musgraves, Bonnie Raitt. Um, but all my lyrics are just from real life events or things that happen or things I've been thinking about over the last few years. And it started like with my most early songs, Heartbreak. I feel in the beginning, heartbreak is just easiest to write about because it can be so intense and you just feel like you need to do something with those feelings. And actually, recently, I've been writing a lot about like, well, of course, I moved to the UK 3 years ago, 2 years ago to London. So, what that's journey been like, where I'm coming from, how different that is from the world here. So, I feel like I'm maturing a little bit in my lyrics as well, which is quite an interesting journey. And yeah, so I would say mainly life events and my big inspirations.
So you've recently released your new song, Song for Someone. Would you like to tell us about it?
Yeah, so it is actually a really cute little song. So I was in Newcastle to work with a producer called Hetty in September to finish my album. And then I booked 2 days with her in the studio. And then after a day, we realized, oh, oopsie, we already finished the song. We've got another day left. What do we want to do? And I always had this idea of this song called Song for Someone by U2. My dad is a huge U2 fan. He really introduced me to them. And I always loved that song. And it's actually quite like a down, almost depressing kind of song, but I really, really love the lyrics. And there's such an intimacy in that song that really touched me. So I told her, why don't we make a Christmas song? Because for some reason I always had that idea out of this U2 song. And she immediately fell in love with the idea. But I was like, you know what? I want to make it more country to have it feel like a little bit more like me and not like a too like
Yeah.
to like, you know, with pop songs, sometimes Christmas pop songs was just too much in your face with all the glitter and the snow and the bells. And I wanted to create a very chill, almost you can feel the warmth from the fireplace kind of song. And what I really wanted to say actually to my fans and anyone who is listening to this song is put your phone down, forget about everything that's happening at the moment in the world. I know it's on fire, but just let's focus for a moment on the people who are here in the room with you and that you spend Christmas with every year. And also remembering the ones that we lost and still love, and really give yourself just a set peace of mind. And hopefully we can all do that with my song.
Oh, I love that. So what are your favorite set of lyrics from the song and why?
Oh, well, it's funny. So when we made this song, it was kind of inspired by the Christmas song "Do They Know It's Christmas Time?" because I love the choiry bit in there. And normally the U2 version of this song, the original version, ends with a certain set of lyrics, and that's it. But we extended the whole thing by adding a choir to it and basically singing "Song for Someone" until it kind of dies out.
Yeah.
And they're not like super exciting lyrics, but just the idea that you're singing this song for someone with someone in mind, and then with this big ass choir that just makes me really happy. So I would say that's my favorite part in the whole song.
Love it. So what's your been your favorite gig to date and why?
Oh, well, we played. It was a funny one. So my boyfriend is a classical musician, so he normally plays in churches, and I come to him to like come to church to visit him or watch his show. And that was my first time a few weeks ago to play in a church, and that was quite an interesting experience because I've never played in a church before. I always feel a bit weird about churches because I'm not religious, and I feel like they can feel it, and I'm like kind of insulting them or whatever, but me not believing. But it was just a real fun event. And it was so funny because I was chatting to someone who actually watched me perform that night, and she was like, your voice sounds so good in a church or in places with great acoustics. And that really inspired me to maybe from now on look into more or church gigs or venues where the acoustics are really great. Because of course when you play in a pub or not every music venue has like great acoustics. So I would say that's my favorite one to date.
That sounds good. So if you could perform anywhere in the world, where would it be and why?
Well, my music is very inspired by mainly American artists, and I heard from a lot of people it's very like Americana, American. And I've never been, but I've seen loads of like live shows on YouTube at the Red Rocks Amphitheater. So I just the idea that you're in nature, in literally in a rock, watching a concert, like that would be an absolute dream. And if Woodstock was still happening, like in the good old times, then I would definitely want to play Woodstock.
Love that. So finally, what's next for you?
Well, so this is like I said, the song that's kind of like transitioning into my new sound or my new genre. And yes, in 2025, we're just gonna release the EP, which will be in May. And before that, I will be releasing some singles. You're gonna see loads of new promo, and I'm planning a tour for the summer. So it's a lot to come for 2025. I'm really excited. I'm really excited to see what everyone's gonna think about the music because it is still me. I feel it's even more real and closer to I really am than the music I've made before. So I'm really excited for people to hear what they think. And yeah, just follow me, I would say, on Instagram at Pien, that's Pien music free. And you can find all the updates there. I will be posting a lot. So yeah, just get excited for 2025.
I'm looking forward to seeing what's coming for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so a massive thank you to Pien for joining me on Totally Music. If anyone would like to check out her music, I'll leave all the links in the description below for you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
This is a song for someone. This is a song.